What's good? It is Sam here, and today I wanted to talk about what it's like quitting your job and not having income, what it's like traveling around the country, what it's like using a Tesla to travel around the country, some of the nuanced details about trying to create a schedule when you're always traveling, and some of the just thoughts that I've run into so far. So, with that being said, this is your first time here, what's good? My name is Sam, and for those of you who are returning, two things. It is good to freaking see you, and second, you better be pressing that thumbs up button. It's your second time, bro. Appreciate you guys. So let's dive into it. Let's actually start from the beginning. Quick recap of where I came from. So in September of 2018, I believe it was, I started a job in Leominster, Massachusetts. So I moved from Clearwater, Florida to Leominster, Massachusetts. There, once I was there, I was like, I've always been saving, right? But I never really had a kind of a bigger objective in mind. I just knew that it was like, oh, that's the thing to do is save money, right? So I got to Massachusetts and I was like working for a bank, and I was like, I am not going to fucking do this after being there for a short period of time. And so I was like, I want to do stuff where I am geographically unlimited, meaning there's my business and my income is not tied to any one geographic location. So that was in November, the very beginning of November, very end of October 2018. So by the December 13 of 2019, so just over a year later, I quit my job. And during that time, I saved somewhere between 65 to 70% of every dollar that came in, which allowed me to have somewhere between 15 to 18 months worth of savings, excluding any income that was coming in from online. So I had about 15 to 18 months to make it work. The stuff online, I was making about $100 a month going into December. So for the last 3 months, I'd made about $100 online, not including the free products that I would get sent. But in the 3 months prior to quitting, I'd made about $100 a month. So I was like, okay, well, if I did this in a year and I wasn't really super 100% focused on doing this, I made content every single day, but getting the money, it wasn't something that I was focusing on every single day. So I was like, well, if I give myself another 12 months, even if I can just go from 100 to say 600 a month or 700 a month, that's going to happen gradually throughout that next 12 months, which is going to push that 15 to 18 month target out to 24 months. So if I can get up to say 600 or $1,000 a month coming in by the 12-month mark, then, and still have 12 more months to go, during that next 12 months, get up to where I need to be. Worst case scenario, I can always get a consulting gig or do some other type of things online to make money. Now, on December 13th, 2019, I quit. And before the end of December, I purchased a Tesla. So you're like, what the fuck is wrong with this dude? He just quit his job and then he buys a fucking electric vehicle to travel around the country? Yes. But it's all a much bigger picture and has to do with business and making money and taxes. And essentially, I'll be able to get basically all my federal taxes back I paid for 2019 by purchasing this vehicle, because on the one side, you got a personal write-off. On the business side, I get to depreciate it, accelerated depreciation. I can cost segregate certain portions of it out, like the software. So essentially allows me to get pretty much all my federal taxes back and probably state taxes back that I paid for. Well, I'm not sure about the state taxes, but pretty much all the federal taxes that I paid in 2019. So my accountant is working on that right now. I just sent it to him earlier this week, or late last week. And then at the end of January, I had pretty much cleaned out my apartment, not that I had a lot of stuff, and I had just started flipping stuff. So in December, I made about $300, which is not enough to live off of. I need about $2,500 with the car payment and insurance on there. So I need about $2,500 a month to live off of. So if I hadn't purchased the car, I would have probably close to 30 months or something like that. So now it's shortening the time frame or something like that. So and in the month of December, the money that I get coming in, I don't actually factor that into the 15 or 18 months worth of savings. And I actually trade a brokerage account, and I have a business in Florida, and I have a rental property in Florida, and I do other things to make money. So I'm trying to actually not touch my savings and just live off of the income that I'm generating. So in December, that did not happen. In January, just flipping things and affiliate stuff I do online and YouTube, I probably made 2,200 bucks. I actually haven't gone through and calculated it out, but probably around 2,200 bucks, 2,300 bucks. But I was moving from an apartment to living out of Airbnbs essentially. This is an Airbnb in Cleveland currently. We're going to get into my actual route and what it's like creating a routine, and then also using a Tesla to travel across the country. But I started traveling at the end of January. I went up to New York. So I went from Leominster, Massachusetts up to Fairport, New York, which is where, as you can see, there's a bunch of stars here for, I'm not sure why this one is out here or what this is from, but I'll take that off of there. But Fairport is actually New York is, Rochester, New York is actually where I'm from originally. So I went up there, visited family, some extra shit I had in my apartment. I gave to people in Rochester, New York, and I was there for 2.5 weeks or so. And then, and this is where we currently are now, I drove along to Cleveland. And as you can see, this is where I am currently. Tomorrow, I will be heading to Dulles in Virginia for a day or so, meet up with my girlfriend, hang out for a day, and then I'm going to be heading south to South Carolina or North Carolina. I don't remember which one it is, to meet up with my buddy and actually do some business. So the macro strategy that we have here, that I have here, is going to continue to evolve, but the one thing that I do know is that the only way it's going to happen is if I actually show up every day. And if you ask yourself and you're honest, there's probably at least a handful of things that you are not handling that you know you should take care of, whether it's at work, whether it's in your relationship, intimate relationship, whether it's with friends, whether it's in the gym, your diet, anything, mentally, shit that you need to deal with. There's a shitload of stuff that I'm sure you can deal with that you've been putting off. Now, if you start showing up every fucking day and taking action on those things, shit changes really quickly. So, I'm not sure how it's going to play out. My intention is to buy more businesses as I progress along, but let's talk about the routine and what it's like driving a Tesla. So first of all, the routine, I want to share like what I do. So generally speaking, I'll have affirmations that I'll do in the morning and at night or throughout the day, just very briefly about how, you know, it depends on what's exactly happening, but how easy life is in terms of what I'm doing, how easy it is to actually make money or get money coming into life, and or find opportunities and meet new people. Now, for the routine, it comes in multiple parts because I'm always moving around, right? So every day, or well, I wouldn't say every day, but regularly, whether it's in the morning or night or morning and night, I'm writing down my goals. And then I actually make a list every day. And so I will work on the list and knock out things on the list, right? And you can see it's like a full page here. And then whatever I don't get accomplished, so tomorrow I will go back and forth, and I cross off stuff. So if there's something that I did today but still needs to be followed up on or additional follow-up, so say I want to do it 2 days later, so I won't put it on this page, but I'll write it on the next page so that I don't forget about it. And then I'll go through and see what's still important, what needs to be achieved, and I'll write out a new list for tomorrow. So that's what I do to keep on a routine currently. I'm sure this is going to evolve over time. I did book an Airbnb with a kitchen back here so that I can still meal prep. So I still have the structure from the what I'm going to be doing every day. And one of the focuses every single day is just making some type of money, whether it's something I'm doing online with Upwork or Fiverr or Amazon or affiliate links or YouTube or other stuff. Every day there has to be some type of activity level, or flipping stuff. There has to be some type of activity that's going to be bringing more money into my life. So that's something that has to be done every single day. Some type of activity, generally speaking, more than one, to bring income into my life. Another thing that I'm doing is the meal prep, because I still want to have a specific diet while I'm traveling and meeting new people and seeing new areas. So I want to book Airbnbs that allow me to do this. And because I'm going places and I'm making money every day and taking action every day, I set up my residency in Florida. So what I'm actually doing is residency in Florida, so I don't have to pay Massachusetts taxes of 5+%, because there's no state income tax in Florida. So I save 5% right there. And then I'm traveling to meet people and market and make money. So what does that mean? Airbnb is a fucking business expense. So the miles I'm driving and the Airbnb is a business expense. So you can think about it business expenses, because most of the time it's more abstract and people don't necessarily understand it. So think of like a business expense as like a 20 or 30% discount on whatever you're purchasing. So if you're doing something from an investment standpoint, if you get a 20 or 30% discount on your costs, it's much easier to have a break even at an earlier point in time. So anyways, this is a lot of stuff all over the place. If you guys like this video, make sure you press that thumbs up button. Love to hear what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. If you guys are going to be in Charlotte, I think that's in North Carolina, stay tuned for another update. Press that subscribe button, or jump over to Instagram or TikTok, because I'm going to be posting on there a lot more frequently. I will be doing update videos here. They're in a little bit longer form. We could talk about things in a little bit more depth, but if you want to follow along on a more daily basis, there's a link in the description for Instagram. If you guys want to support the channel, there's a Patreon down below, and I'd appreciate anything if you found any value and want to support Journey. If not, you're like, this guy's a fucking douche, cool, you do you. Appreciate you for watching. Peace the fuck out.